Hi, welcome back. Across parts 1 to 3, we walked the map and the patterns teams actually ship. First, the families: rule-based, layout-aware, semantic, model-based, hybrid and hierarchical, domain-specific, and late or contextual, categories not mutually exclusive boxes. Part 1 was the baseline: fixed windows, overlap, recursive splits, cheap, predictable, easy to benchmark. Part 2 went smarter on the cut: layout-aware chunking from headings, tables, and reading order, plus the extra rule-based tools that ride with it: rejects, page breaks, sentence and paragraph splits, and post-processing. Then, semantic boundaries, with methods like adjacent embeddings, sliding windows, breakpoints, clustering, and graphs. We also flagged domain-specific cuts: code by function, legal by clause, tables row-aware, logs by time window. Part 3 was what happens after the cut: parent/child hierarchies, contextual retrieval, late chunking, and metadata per chunk. Search the small piece, rehydrate the parent, frame what you embed, filter on scope at query time. And now, in Part 4, we will wrap the series: hybrid stacks teams actually ship, how these layers combine, and how to evaluate what's worth the complexity on your corpus. Same question as always: what's the smallest piece you're willing to retrieve? And does it still mean the right thing when it lands in the prompt? Let's go. If this helped, like and subscribe. It pushes the lessons to people who actually care about the topic, and you'll catch the next videos in this series. It costs you nothing, but it means a lot to me and my team. If something clicked or you have a question, leave a comment with your use case. I read comments, and they steer what I publish next. To learn more about me, visit this page. For agents, RAG, MCP, and related pages, visit this page. Same links are below in the description and pinned comment. Huge thanks. Your attention makes the work worth it for me and everyone behind the channel. Baseline plus insurance. Fixed size or recursive splitting plus modest overlap. The default production starter. You cut on length or natural separators, paragraphs, then lines, then sentences. Then repeat a slice of the previous chunk, so mid-sentence or mid-step cuts don't erase context. Use it when the corpus is fairly plain. Tickets, chat logs, wikis, readmes, markdown, not heavy PDFs with tables and reading order. Pros: cheap, predictable, easy to benchmark, low ingest complexity, and a clean A/B baseline for everything you add later. Cons: still blind to layout and meaning, can cut mid-table or mid-section, overlap burns storage, and can flood top K with near duplicates if you set it too high. Ship this first, measure on golden questions, then add structure or hierarchy only if evals say you need them. Structure first: 3 layers stacked, layout aware, then recursive, then overlap. First, a parser maps the PDF or HTML into headings, blocks, and tables. You cut on those boundaries, not on arbitrary length. Second, if a section still exceeds the token budget, recursive splitting shrinks it from inside, paragraphs, then lines, then sentences, until each piece fits. Third, modest overlap on those cuts, so a step or definition doesn't get orphaned at the boundary. Use it when the document's headings and tables are the meaning: product manuals, help center articles, policy and compliance PDFs, API docs with parameter tables, and slide-style training PDFs, not chat logs or flat ticket dumps. Pros: chunks follow the doc's architecture, tables and sections stay coherent, usually a big jump over dumb scissors. Cons: if the parser misreads the layout, bad OCR, broken HTML, your chunk cuts will be wrong too. More pipeline cost than baseline. Overlap still burns storage if you overdo it. Reach for this stack when plain recursive keeps mixing unrelated blocks just because they were adjacent bytes. Needle plus haystack: 3 layers stacked, how you cut, parent/child indexing, then metadata filters. First, you still split with layout-aware or recursive rules into small children, the precise paragraphs you embed in search. Second, Each child stores a parent_ID pointing at a larger span, section, page, doc block. Retrieval hits the needle, augment pulls the parent, or trimmed parent, so steps and definitions stay together. Third, you attach product, tenant, version, and friends, and filter the corpus before top K, so the same sentence in product A doesn't beat product B. Use it when retrieval finds the right sentence, but the answer is still thin, like one troubleshooting step without the rest of Chapter 4, or a single API parameter line without the auth prerequisites above it. Also, when the same line lives in many places and vectors collide. Reset password via SSO in product A versus product B help articles, the same FAQ copied per tenant, or refunds within 30 days in policy V3 versus V4. You filter by product, tenant, or version before top K so the wrong copy doesn't win, and you rehydrate the parent so the model gets the full section, not just the needle. Pros: sharp search, plus enough context for the model. Citations and routing become deterministic, pairs cleanly after structure first. Cons: more index wiring, parent IDs, fetch rules, token budgets when expanding parents. Huge parents can overstuff the prompt. Stale ACL or wrong version looks like the model forgot. Default when precision retrieval alone isn't enough for a full answer. Ambiguous one-liners, contextual retrieval on small chunks, often with hierarchy and metadata, so isolated lines still search well. You keep short children, FAQ lines, SK-US, error codes, policy one-liners. Prepend a synthetic frame before embed from Enterprise Billing Policy VO4, Section 3.2, refunds, and attach product or tenant or version so filters scope the corpus. You can still rehydrate a parent at augment for the full answer. Use it when short, repetitive lines collide because the words are the same, but the world around them isn't. Classic cases: refunds are available within 30 days in a consumer FAQ versus enterprise billing policy. Without a contextual prefix, search for enterprise refund window can land on the wrong doc. Same for reset password via SSO across product A and product B help. Error code E-401, meaning different things per service. SKU one-liners shared across catalogs. And FAQ fleets where every product repeats contact support within 24 hours. You frame each child before embed from Policy X, Section 3.2, and filter by product, tenant, or version so the right copy wins. And you can still pull the parent section at augment if the one-liner alone isn't enough for a full answer. Pros: vectors carry where the chunk belongs, not just the naked snippet. Strong for policies, codes, and FAQ fleets. Pairs with parent/child without replacing it. Cons: extra LLM or template step at ingest. Re-embed when framing logic changes. Long prefixes eat token budget inside the chunk window. Reach for it when retrieval keeps landing on the wrong 30-day or reset password. Right words, wrong product. Full stack PDF example. One end-to-end hybrid on a real manual. Parse the PDF, cut by heading into sections, recursively shrink fat sections, index small children linked to the section parent, and prepend a contextual line on each child before embed. Search hits the precise paragraph. Augment can pull Chapter 4. Vectors know they live under that chapter. Use it for technical manuals, help PDFs, and long policy docs where structure, search precision, and framing all matter. Pros: stack structure, hierarchy, and contextual retrieval in one pipeline. Matches how teams actually ship unstructured corpora. Each layer fixes a different failure mode. Cons: heaviest of the four. Parser cost, parent wiring, contextual ingest, and token budgets stack up. Overkill for tickets or chat. Treat it as the when you need almost everything walkthrough, not the V1 default. This is end-to-end example that stacks structure first plus needle plus haystack plus ambiguous one-liners. So that's the wrap. Some of the hybrid stacks teams actually ship, and how to pick them with evidence, not vibes. Part 1 gave you cheap baselines. Part 2 respected structure and meaning at the cut. Part 3 finished the index, parent/child, contextual, late, metadata. Part 4 is the production truth, patterns or layers, baseline plus overlap, structure first, needle and haystack, contextual framing for ambiguous one-liners, or the full PDF stack when you need almost everything, not as a fifth combo, but as 2 + 3 + 4 wired together. How you choose matters as much as what you choose. Baseline on golden questions. Measure recall, write doc, write section, faithfulness. Change one axis at a time. Ship the simplest stack that hits your bar. And when chunking still feels wrong, fix boundaries or metadata, not a bigger embedding model. Across all 4 parts, same through line. What's the smallest piece you're willing to retrieve? And does it still mean the right thing when it lands in the prompt? Chunking is where you encode your information architecture into the index. Get it disciplined, and retrieval stops feeling random. Thanks for watching the series. If it helped, like and subscribe, and drop a comment with what you're indexing and which stack you're shipping. I read them, and they steer what I publish next.